Barry is back. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris and welcome back to another video. So after 3 years, we finally have a new season of Barry, and episode 1 of season 3 just premiered called Forgiving Jeff on HBO Max. So I'm gonna give you guys my spoiler review and breakdown of this episode. Before I do, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below your spoiler-filled thoughts on this episode, and make sure to subscribe to that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future episode reviews of Barry. So I've been wondering for years now where the hell season 3 was going to pick up, because season 2 was a huge cliffhanger ending where a ton of bodies dropped, so I just had no clue how we could even continue the show after the madness that ensued at the end of season 2. And it's very clear throughout this episode that Barry is at the lowest of lows mentally and physically pretty much for his entire life. He's basically on Craigslist trying to do hits for different people, and he's seeing things. There's shots of him where he's talking to Sally and he just zones out, basically hallucinates and sees a bullet hole in her head. He's simply just not doing well. And everyone's life is drastically changed since the events at the end of season 2. So many people are in different places right now. Sally is making her way up in the world. She's kind of a professional actress, and we see multiple shots of her. This one beautiful one take scene where she's walking through set and she keeps walking through all the different rooms, like the different set pieces, and she's kind of bossy. She's got a little attitude to her and she's making her way up in the ranks, but at what cost? It feels like she might be getting a little bit of this I'm too cool for school, I'm better than you persona. So it'll be interesting to see how that pairs up with Barry, who's basically playing it like he's this loser who maybe gets an audition here and there, but in reality he's still being a hitman on the side. Then you've got Gene Kusnow, who is destroyed over the death of Janice, the love of his life, essentially, as he finds out at the end of season 2 that Barry is responsible for the death, or at least Fuchs tells him Barry did it, which is actually true. So there's a ton of tension going around. Hank gets interrogated and he tells the FBI that Fuchs is actually this Chechnyan assassin called the Raven. Then we cut to Fuchs in the Chechnyan mountains, and there is a funny bit where he's talking about how he's never missed an Ohio State football game in 25 years. So everyone is spread out, everyone is in different places. Mentally, we have come so far from the end of season 2. So seeing how everyone's going to converge again over the course of the season is going to be a very intriguing premise for sure. But there's a few things I want to highlight, because you guys also watched the episode if you're watching this. So you all watched. I don't need to sit here and recount everything, but I'm extremely impressed by Bill Hader's acting chops in this episode. He's always been one of my favorite comedic actors, and I know he can bring it dramatically from Barry to the It Chapter 2 film, but there's one scene where he goes to Hank, and Hank is outside, and he's like, Jesus, Barry, you scared me. And they have this really great conversation where Barry is straight up in desperation mode. He's like, look, I'm not in a good place right now. I'm seeing things that aren't there. I need work. I've been doing Craigslist stuff. Like, can you help me out? And Hank says, forgiveness is earned. And I feel like that one line is going to sum up the entirety of this season, as Barry is going to have to learn how to earn people's forgiveness. Like, he's not going to be able to just do these hits and brush it off and everything's going to be all fine and dandy. He's going to really have to work to earn the trust and forgiveness of these people around him. And I'm really interested to see his relationship with Sally, and eventually if she finds out the truth about Barry at some point, that could be one of the best scenes in this entire show. There was like 3 parts of this episode where I was like, okay, this has to be the end. And then it kept going and I was not upset by that. There's the one moment where we see Mr. Kusnow near the end of the episode, and he has the gun and he texts Barry and says, let's meet up, I need help moving some things. So they have a meeting, and I was like, okay, it's gonna end and we're gonna see the meeting in the next episode. And then we go to the meeting where Barry shows up with Mr. Kusnow, and they're having this really great conversation. The tension is through the roof. I was on the edge of my seat. Mr. Kusnow tells Barry that Fuchs told Mr. Kusnow Barry killed Moss. So the gun's pulled on him, and Mr. Kusnow says, you have 2 options, Barry. You can come with me to the station and basically turn yourself in, or I'm gonna kill you. And I was like, whoa, we went there. Now the gun malfunctions, a piece of it falls out, and Barry says, I'm sorry, Mr. Kusnow, and he lunges at him, and I was like, okay, that's gonna be the cliffhanger ending. And then we cut to an even better scene, a phenomenal scene, one of the best in the show so far, in my opinion, where Barry's holding a gun on Mr. Kusnow out in the woods, the same place where the episode opens. And he's talking about how he's basically gonna have to kill him, and Mr. Kusnow's begging for his life. Barry repeats the line Hank said to him, where said, forgiveness has to be earned. And then Mr. Kusnow says, then earn it. And Barry puts the gun down and he says, there's another way I can do this. Get in my trunk. So I think this season is going to be all about Barry trying to regain the forgiveness and trust of those around him. But he's not going to get off clean, in my opinion. Like, I just don't see this show ending. And again, who knows how many seasons it's going to go on. I don't see it ending where Barry gets off scot-free, because again, he has killed so many people and I just don't know if he deserves to get off scot-free. Maybe this season will change that. He can earn the forgiveness of others, but also maybe become a changed man and get a second lease on life, essentially. So we will see what happens over the course of the show. But what a way to kickstart this season. What did you guys think of Barry Season 3, Episode 1? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to know about any future Barry reviews. Again, I may or may not be doing this. This is kind of a pilot thing. So if you guys like my Barry reviews, let me know in the comments down below. I love this show. It's one of my favorite shows on TV. I didn't cover every single detail, but I tried to hit the main ones here and just get my real quick thoughts, genuine expression, because I literally just turned the episode off 2 minutes ago before I hit film on this video. But thank you guys so much for watching. Barry's back after 3 years, and damn, does it feel good. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.